What was it like getting the news that you've been cleared on Monday?
It was nice. It was cool. I mean, it's a long time coming, and just excited to finally be back out there.
What were the emotions kind of waiting for the clearance the last couple of weeks here?
Yeah, just as far as waiting like the couple of weeks, it was tough. But you try to stay engaged and enjoy being around your teammates, and that helps keep your mind off of it. Like on game day, it's especially hard when physically you feel like you could go out there, but understand why the doctors wouldn't clear me. So yeah, I mean, it was tough, but if you make the most out of it, you'll be all right.
Did the doctors, like, I guess on the last one that wasn't cleared, before the Jags game, did they let you know, like, it's close?
So yeah, I got the CT scan after Buffalo, and I was pushing for them to let me get another one, and they didn't want to put me through the radiation, yada yada, all that doctor stuff, which I understood. So yeah, we knew there was a chance at 2 weeks, and ended up obviously being good to go. So it was nice.
Did you see? There were a lot of funny memes out there about Mike White looking for a doctor. Did you see any of the?
I mean, yeah, the amount of times like my buddies would send me stuff, and like, yeah, people are funny.
Yeah.
People are very funny.
Were you out there wear any extra protection more than normal?
I feel good with what I'm at. I'm sure the trainers and doctors and the equipment staff are playing arts and crafts and putting something together for me. But like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I felt as if I could play 2 weeks ago. So I still feel the same. I feel good, and I'm sure there'll be some extra stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what that'll be.
How does it feel with having the opportunity to get this team possibly to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we all have a tremendous opportunity, and football's the ultimate team sport. It's never going to fall on one person. It's never going to fall on one side of the ball. It's a collective effort. So by no means do I think I need to go in there and do anything out of the ordinary, and I need to just play my game and help get the playmakers the ball and help this team just try to move the ball and win these last two.
Like, the margin for error is really small for you guys. Is that something that you kind of look forward to? Is that something you embrace, that it really is do or die?
Yeah, I think every single person in this locker room is a competitor at the highest level. So yeah, when you feel as if your backs are against the wall, like every competitor is going to they're going to welcome that. Like that's what you grow up wanting. I mean, every kid always is in the backyard, and it's always bases loaded, 3-2 count. Like, you know what I mean? It's on a 2-minute drive, you're playing football or you're playing soccer, it's penalty kicks, it's stuff like that. It's when the stakes are the highest. So I feel like that's similar to this situation, but in football, it's a team sport. So you never have to feel like you got to do it by yourself. You know, you look to your left and your right, you got guys out there with you that our whole point is to help each other. So that makes it a little easier.
I know you played a lot of baseball, obviously, growing up. Were you ever in that situation? Do you have a walk-off under the belt, a clutch situation for you?
I do. We were like 10 years old. I won't forget it because it was on my dad's birthday. It was 10 years old. It wasn't bases loaded, but it was man on first and second, 1 out. We were down by 1, and it was my first ever home run in a game, like an actual game. I hit it dead center, I'll never forget. Like, I hit it so pure that I didn't even hear it hit the bat. It was in St. Augustine, Florida, on my dad's birthday. And my dad was our coach, his third base coach. As I'm rounding third base, I said, "Hey, happy birthday," or something like that. And it was. I still have my dad still has the ball. Yeah. Some good memories right there.
You can't top that.
You can't top that.
Sunday, mom's birthday? Or
No, unfortunately not. I might need to find some distant relative that it's their birthday, just to see if I can get that look.
When Saleh announced it on Monday, he not only said you're starting this week, he made it very clear that you're the starter for however long the season lasts, which was different than before, which was kind of a week-to-week. Did that permanent status mean anything to you?
I wouldn't say the permanent part of it meant anything. It was just anytime you're named the starter, like you wear that badge with honor, and to be able to go out and lead these guys and just to know how hard these guys work and how important it is to them, and then you get that chance to lead them, because every quarterback's a leader. So I take that with a lot of pride and seriousness and professionalism. So yeah, that's the coolest part about it for me. It's not so much the longevity of it; it's just the opportunity itself.
What about beyond? I mean, it seems to be a remarkable opportunity for you going forward, like long term, to perhaps establish yourself as the starter here
Right.
for more than a couple of weeks.
Now-
Do you see it as that?
Yeah. Now, I remember when we first talked, when this whole ride started, it was week to week, day to day, and that's really I gotta fall back on that. Like I can't, just because we've had, like, it's longer in the season, you can't do that. You can't do that to yourself because you won't play well. Your mind will race, and I feel like I've said that 15 times, but I truly believe it, and I'll say it 16 or 17 more times. But I think that's the only way to play this game, and especially in this league, it's just a week to week basis. Things change so fast, so you just got to be in the moment, be in the now, and focus on that.
How do you avoid putting that extra pressure on yourself with everything that's on the line right now?
Yeah, I think it's focusing on the now. It's if you feel like you find yourself doing that and kind of thinking along, you gotta stop yourself right there and be like, listen, brother, we don't even know what we're having for dinner tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't worry about what's going to happen 2-3 weeks in advance. So enjoy the now, and I think if you do start worrying about that stuff, you don't get to enjoy the now. The fun stuff that's happening right now, you're just so worried about something, and you don't get to enjoy it.
Did you learn that during this process? Did you learn that during this process, like since you've been here?
Yes, 100%. I think I fell into that trap last year a little bit, and just like the possibilities of what if and all that yada yada, and then things kind of go out of whack. And so I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned from, and I'll take through the rest of my career and the rest of life. I'll pass down to my kids, and I truly believe that's the only way to have success.
So you were busy on Christmas with your kids.
Yes.
Were you,
Yes.
Did you pay attention to the Dolphins? Did you pay attention to some of the results?
Yes, I did, because I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, so all my buddies are Dolphins fan. My grandfather's a huge Dolphins fan. My dad's a Dolphins fan, not anymore, but was. So, and like that's the rare time where you get to like watch football and like be in all the group chats at the same time, because normally we're playing on Sunday. So I'm just talking to all my buddies, and they're like freaking out about the game. And I tried not to say too much because I didn't want to get ahead of myself or like kind of say something and then they end up coming back and then they use it against me, because my buddies are ruthless in the group chat. But no, it was cool to just everything that happened that needed to happen for us. It almost felt like kind of like a sign, like get like a second chance almost, and maybe a little extra life breathed into the locker room.
Like, I know obviously you're willing to take whatever hits come with being a quarterback, but in terms of being injured and wanting to stay out there, how do you make sure that you kind of avoid some of the bigger hits so you can stay out there? And how much of that kind of into your mind frame heading into these last 2 games of the season?
It sounds like something my wife has talked to me countless times. No, I don't know. I think you just kind of figure it out when you're out there. It's football. People get hit. It's what we sign up for. So, yeah, I mean, if there's an egregious time out there where, like, I don't need to take this hit, I'll probably try not to, but it's not because of the ribs. I think it's just how you play quarterback in general. So, yeah, I'm not going to think about it too much, because that's one thing I pride myself on is hanging in there and making the throws necessary, because you ask a receiver to do the same, you ask a tight end to do the same, you ask running backs, linemen to do the same, so why shouldn't a quarterback do the same?
Like, how much from a protection standpoint, I mean, Dwayne's kind of dealing with some stuff, George is dealing with some stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of sacks over the last few weeks, a lot of pressures over the last few weeks. Is there anything you can do as a quarterback to maybe combat that when things are breaking down, whether it's making a bigger level system, getting rid of it quick, or
Right.
protection adjustments at the line? Is there anything you can do?
Yeah, I think there is. I think it's just playing the position and playing each play as its own. And like you said, if whatever the protection determines, you got to get rid of the ball quicker. All right, we get rid of the ball quicker. If it's I got to get to my check down a hitch faster, and I can't hang on to stuff, then so be it. We got to do that. And the time, like the plays will be there, and just letting them come to you and not trying to go force anything. I think more times than not, offense will get in rhythms. When you get completions, the D-line's not getting home, they get frustrated. You mixing up run pass, play action, keep the defense on their heels, makes the guys up front their job way easier.
How much of an emphasis offensively is there this week? Being better on first down and not having negative
Right.
plays. It seemed like last week the offense was constantly in 2nd and 13, 2nd and 15, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think efficiency is one of the first things that was brought up in meetings on Monday when we got back. especially against this team. Yeah, you just and in general, it's not just this team. You got to stay ahead of the sticks because I don't care how talented your team is. If you're constantly in second and long, third and long, like it's hard. This league is too good. The players on the other side, coaches are too good, and it's hard to have success in those situations.
Your thoughts on the Seattle defense, in particular, the rookie corners developing quite a reputation. Willard I'm talking about.
Right, yeah.
Ball thief.
Right, yeah, no, he's very long, really fast, good ball skills, and you can tell he has a good feel for what they're trying to do. I think when I look at Seattle, they don't do a whole lot compared to some of the other teams we play, but what they do well, and they play well together. I think they're inside backers, what we call the hook players, play well with vision. And Diggs has obviously seen a lot of balls, so he's a smart player, good player, and he always seems to know when to jump stuff and when not to, and just the little nuances that you can tell a guy who's played a lot of football you would expect them to have. He shows, and I think that lately they've been playing more together and fast and physical, and so you got to stay like you said, you got to stay ahead of the chains and get them in those third and manageables because it's easier to convert on those.
Mike, one thing that Robert said to us today is that teams have been selling out to stop the run the last couple of weeks. They've been making it an emphasis to do that.
Right.
As a quarterback, when the defense is saying we're going to stop the run, do you see that as an opportunity to attack them with the pass?
Yeah, because if you can't run the ball, there's only one other way to move the ball. So, no, I think, and I think if we do move the ball, then they won't get to sell out so much on the run, and then that's when the run game comes to life. So it all, especially in this offense, everything intertwines and works together. So if one area of the offense isn't working, the other area's got to pick it up to where that one area that's lacking can kind of get back on track.